A program is its people, and not enough can be said to express the appreciation for the volunteers being involved.
The volunteer patient program is really integral to the education of medical students, really at all levels of medical education.
People volunteer their time to go in and speak with 2 to 4 medical students over the course of 2 hours, giving their own history and allowing the students to practice taking that history and doing a physical exam in a non-stressful environment. The whole goal of it is for the students to be able to practice on patients that are volunteers.
It's like the training wheels in terms of how to deal with patients as they go forward when they are really sick. To do things even as simple as a blood pressure cuff, it isn't until you've had a blood pressure cuff put on upside down a few times that you realize it's not as easy sometimes as it looks.
The program includes a diverse collection of individuals. We have people of different ethnicities, different cultures, different socioeconomic backgrounds, and these people are fantastic. They often have very interesting medical histories and stories that they want to share with students to help in their education.
The volunteer patient program has a high success rate in being popular with the students because it is so consistent in their lives. It's every week, and every week they're meeting a new person, and every week they know they're going to meet a new person, and so that is going to be an encapsulated experience, a relationship that will only last 2 hours.
There's something about first-year medical students who are so eager to learn, so enthusiastic, and they are like sponges. It is absolutely wonderful.
It's amazing how much they learn, and by the end of the year they can do a full history and physical of all organ systems without any notes in front of them. So it's quite a miraculous improvement over the year, but definitely a lot of nerves the first couple of weeks.
I've never done anything like this before. As a first-year student, it can be a little anxiety-provoking at first, but the only way we're ever gonna learn is if we practice, and the volunteer patients are so receptive to that, and they're there because they want us to get better and they know that we need to practice.
I really love that there are all these individuals from different backgrounds. We have people who are younger than me to people who are older than my grandparents, and it's amazing to hear their life, what's important to them, the different things that they factor into their health and what they prioritize.
The volunteer patients always seem to be glad to endure and help us learn.
Interacting with real people makes all the difference.
It's kind of like another level of safety, and instead of being thrown into the clinics and not knowing what you're doing.
It's pretty humbling. It makes you really recognize that you're in a privileged position, and you should really respect what's going on right now.
I've had a few interviews with patients who face what seems like a lot of adversity, that they're still able to make time to come in and sit down and talk to us is something that blows me away.
Volunteers are very special people. They give of their time, and many of these volunteer patients you'll find not only volunteer here but also volunteer in other areas of the community. So they're very community active, motivated individuals. It shouldn't be lost on us that these people volunteer their time and their energy. It's just a very positive scenario.
I really think the volunteers enjoy being part of the learning process. They can really see that development, especially if they're with us on a regular basis. They often remark about how it's going and how from unit to unit they can see the students becoming more confident, their questions being finessed in a way that allow them to glean more appropriate information, and that's just learned from practice. So they really do enjoy just being part of that process. And then also the opportunity to take something that has been difficult, like a health history that has resulted in maybe a loss of work or expensive medications, and you're using that for something important. And people are interested in you and they want to hear about it. That's pretty nice.
The best way to learn is with the hands-on. We're in our 70s, and the issues that we have, as opposed to somebody in their 60s or 50s, are completely different.
By the way, I'd like to clarify, they're in their 70s and I'm 69.
I love it. This is an absolutely tremendous program.
We've met a lot of really, really nice people, and
yeah, there's a social aspect.
Definitely a social aspect to it.
It's meaningful. It's you're contributing to future doctors, and we all know how important that is.
Canadians, we identify with the fact that how important and how privileged we are to live in Canada and to have the healthcare system that we have. And if you want to keep it and improve it, then you can't be on sideline. You got to participate in it. You know, you can't just hope something will change. If you want to change something, you got to make it happen.
I feel like I've contributed something, even if it's just saying, okay, this is how my health affects me, and it's almost like you're passing on a little bit of information to everybody.
If you have some kind of issue, you can get the students to learn about it. They might be able to help someone in the future.
You know, we pass down the hallway and we see these figures lying in bed and they're supposed to be very seriously ill. Well, they can't talk to the students, where a live person can.
It's a really great way to contribute and to give back to the community.
Community benefits, the students benefit. Like, seriously, I keep saying win-win, but it's a win-win situation. It really is.
You get a certain sense of satisfaction from contributing to another's education.
At the end of every session, I will say, can you give me a few minutes? And I say to them, I want to tell you how much of a difference this made. Everything you said was positive. Unconditional listening is very powerful. And so I say, I want to thank you. You made a huge difference.
I really believe that the volunteer patient program can impact these students for the rest of their lives.
Last year, they could have saved my life. They were doing the ultrasound unit. As I was getting ready to leave, called me into another room and told me that during the ultrasound that they discovered I had an aortic aneurysm. It was 3.5 centimeters, and I should see my doctor immediately, which I did. So that's been being monitored. It hasn't grown, but I'm very thankful to this whole program.
Dalhousie Medicine is here to serve the community through educating doctors, through research, through all our allied health professionals and interprofessional learning that goes on with them as well. And that's why I truly do think of the patients as being partners in education. They are patient partners.
I would like to think that the volunteer patient program is able to give back to the community an opportunity to come in and see behind the curtain, see how this works. We have so much conversation about healthcare and shortage of physicians. To be able to come in and see how we are training them, how the students are learning, to see that their contribution is very valuable to that, I would hope that that's important enough to have them continue to come and also to say good things about our program that would make other people want to come in and see. I like it to feel like these are open doors all the time.
I see the impact that it has on the volunteers and the students, and I see the feedback that we get about how thankful the students are to be able to learn from this and the volunteers to be able to be a part of this. So I'm thankful to be here for it and to help in the small way that I can.
The whole year with the program has been very enlightening for me. It kind of brought me back personally to a point of like what medicine is all about. It's not all about what you can do, it's what you're doing for that person, for your patient.